I think the first challenge that IT departments in energy companies will face over the next few years is not unique to their sector, you see it in all sectors, but is the ongoing mergers, acquisitions, carve-outs that have been taking place over the last 20 years. We've worked with a number of operators and distribution companies and suppliers and find that the constant change means that we're helping them with operating models, ways of working, IT solutions and systems, and generally looking at things like merging their data, their people, and the new ways of working once that merger or carve-out has actually taken place. In terms of the transition, the IT departments and the companies need to be seen to be reducing complexity, saving on cost, bringing down overheads, and then seeing the benefit from that merger and from that carve-out. The challenge to companies is therefore to come up with that operating model that works for both companies and the solutions and the systems. Sometimes that means reviewing the suppliers contracts that there are, looking at flexibility within those contracts. It's also understanding things like the legacy hardware and out-of-date operating systems. Different companies may work in different ways, different software solutions, and coming up with what's best for the newly merged company, or if it's carved out, what goes with that carve-out. The other challenges that IT departments within energy companies are going to face over the next few years are going to be related to things like the decarbonisation, decentralisation and digitalisation that companies are going to be going through, and the required flexibility that is going to be to do that. IT operating models are going to have to be more agile and adapt more to these requirements in terms of flexibility platforms that Ofgem have been talking about, the demand flexibility and the requirements of that demand coming in and how that changes. So a move away from carbon and a move to digitalisation in itself actually brings more demand for power, so electric cars, for example, and the electricity required for those. At the same time, businesses are going to want to harvest the data from users, so charging points for cars, charging points at home. We've already seen that requirement from smart metering. In achieving this support of the business, IT departments must be clear in terms of the blueprint of what the future will look like. So that what they're doing now in terms of a transition, in terms of a change, is fit for purpose for the future as we move towards these more flexible platforms and the demand flexibility that there is in the marketplace.